Invaders from Mars is a 1986 science fiction horror film directed by Tobe Hooper. It is a remake of the 1953 science fiction film Invaders from Mars and is a reworking of that film's screenplay. On the night of a meteor shower, we are introduced to young David Gardner, a quirky and somewhat annoying kid and his wacky family. They've got all sorts of ridiculous rituals, such as this one, that will let you know from the beginning that this is going to be a good, crappy film ride. Anyway, little David sees an alien spacecraft land in a sand quarry behind his house. So, this is the beginning of an alien invasion that sees David's parents, George and Ellen Gardner, his teachers, and the townspeople slowly assimilated by alien life forms. So there's one woman who finally believes David, and it's the school nurse, Linda Magnuson. Together, David and Linda enlist the aid of the U.S. Marines to help save the world. I remember the cover of this as a kid, but never actually watched it until recently, so there was no nostalgia to help guide me. It's kind of a mashup of Critters meets an after-school special, because the acting is so terrible. David is completely one-dimensional, and we never really care if he lives or dies. However, it does have a good mix of practical effects and the kind of zany laser effects we have come to expect from Hooper in films like Life Force. It's also important to remember that this is a remake of a film from the 1950s, and looking at it through this lens makes much more sense. It's supposed to be somewhat ridiculous and over the top. Some of the scenes are actually quite graphic, while others, such as this one where a teacher eats a frog, are just weird. But this is also a good memory of a time when it's, completely acceptable for a 8-year-old to watch a teacher eat a frog, because believe it or not, this film was rated PG back in 1986. Overall, it's a decent film that's worth watching if you're in the right mood, but it doesn't go above and beyond. It also performed really badly at the box office, bringing in just $5 million on a $10 million budget. So for this reason, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 throwing stars.